Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. Hard sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Thursday, January 18th, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Oh, pretty well. Not too bad. Except for my picks last night. Man, I stunk it up.
I had a good night last night.
I stunk it up. Well, yeah, you picked different on the hockey, so you should have had a good night.
Oh, I was 2-0 in hockey last night, 2-0 in college basketball last night, 2-2 in the NBA. So I was 6-2 overall. But,
I was one.
so I had a pretty good night. But yeah, hockey and college basketball, I had a real good night.
I was 1-5. The only one I got right was a college basketball game, Furman. My hockey, well, one hockey I picked didn't play for some reason. Buffalo and Chicago got postponed, but the other two played and they were ahead most of the game and lost at the end.
Why Buffalo, Chicago?
I don't know what happened. I know it got postponed. They're playing today. It's in Buffalo. Could it be?
I was going to say Buffalo, probably weather if it was in Buffalo, because I know they had another big storm coming through there. But it's not supposed to snow this weekend during the football game. It's supposed to be a little windy and cold, but not as of right now, no snow. Glenn said you stunk it up like the Cowboys.
Yep, sure did.
Speaking of the Cowboys going to keep Mike McCarthy as their head coach.
I stuck it up like the Cowboys, but I'm not going to fire myself. I'm going to stick with myself, just let the Cowboys be their coach.
I told you I thought they would stick with him just because Jerry here lately has stuck. He's stuck with coaches longer than a lot of people think they should. And McCarthy, to me, that's a tough decision because he's not done a bad job. I mean, they just haven't won the playoffs. I mean, you're winning. There's a lot of teams that'd like to be winning. I understand when you're the Cowboys, Super Bowl, it's Super Bowl or bust, but I mean,
well, they say that, but it's been a bust for a long time.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of teams that would love to win 12 games every year. And I think McCarthy took over the offense this year. The offense looked just as good or better than what it did with Kellen Moore. So they got to figure some things out. Linebacker position hurt them, and then they got to figure out how to get Dak to play in the playoffs. And if they can't figure that out, they're gonna have to move on at quarterback.
Yeah. Well, just like they was talking on TV just a few minutes ago. Everybody wants to say move on from Dak. Who are you gonna bring in? I mean, if you move on from Dak, you may.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said the first thing I said was you need to figure out
you want to be better.
How to loosen him up. He looked. You watched that game.
Yeah.
Just his body language. He looked tight from the beginning of that game.
He did.
Especially after Green Bay scored. When they showed him over on the bench when Green Bay hadn't even scored yet, but Green Bay was driving the ball down the field. In that first possession, they showed him sitting over on the bench. He already looked like tight and you know what I mean? He didn't look loose like he normally does.
Oh, we talked about that. Dallas is not a very good team when they get behind. Even 7-0, they're a different team when they get behind for some, mentality wise. And maybe it's Dak, maybe it's the whole team, maybe it's the coaching
And
staff. I don't know.
he was putting the ball in harm's way all day. I mean, he could have easily had 2 more interceptions than what he had. So that's why I said, but even with McCarthy, everybody's like, you got to fire McCarthy. You got okay. Who you gonna get that's guaranteed that's gonna be better than McCarthy?
Yeah, and especially the same thing. Like I said,
And if you look at McCarthy's numbers, they're about the same as like John Harbaugh,
Yep.
all the Mike Tomlin, all the top guys in the league. But difference is he's in Dallas, and you're more scrutinized in Dallas.
Yep, I agree. I think they probably did the right thing, and the people that want that, I understand you get frustrated because they ain't won the playoff games, but again, who you gonna get? You're not getting Lamar. You're not getting. I mean, who you gonna get? I mean, okay, you want Philadelphia's quarterback? What has he proven? I mean, I know he made it to the Super Bowl, but what they do this year? I mean, there's not a lot of quarterbacks out there that's proven.
He's had one real good year. I think. Well, he's been in the league for 4 years now.
Yeah.
He's had one real good year.
So I mean, it's tough. Hopefully, the Colts have found their guy. Well,
This year he
we'll
was. I mean, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't like he was last year. And then that first 2 years wasn't near like he was last year. He's had the one standout year. This year was an okay year, but it wasn't. They I don't know. They can never get going, and there's still questions on. I've heard reports that Sirianni is going to be there or stay the Eagles coach, but there's going to be changes at coordinators. But then I've also heard that there hasn't been a decision made on Sirianni yet. As well, so so who knows? Eagles might be still looking for a head coach.
Let me ask you real quick to change. It's still NFL, but what do you expect out of Richardson for the Colts next year? I know we didn't get to see a lot of them this year, but what do you expect? I mean, do you think it's going to be he'll be an upgrade next year from what we had this year?
Yeah. I do, because I think he would have been I think he'd have been an upgrade this year if he wouldn't have got hurt.
Because of his running ability, and
I think he'd have been an upgrade this year if he wouldn't have got hurt. Than Minshew. Nothing against Minshew. Minshew came in as a backup quarterback, done his job, played great, played good. But and I mean, we should be. We could very easily be still playing in the playoffs, even with Minshew. The way we. I mean, because we could have won that Texans game at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But with Richardson, I think it opened the offense up more because the threat of the run. I think that would open, especially when Taylor came back. I think that would open. I think that helps open the run game up for Taylor as well, and I even think it helps your receivers too because there's so much attention. I think he's going to be good. I expect us to have a good year next year. I think we need to
still worry about his health. I worry about the way he plays.
We got to figure out some stuff on the defensive side a little bit, but I think our corners will be better. We were playing rookie corners, real young corners, so I think that'll get better. I still think we need another receiver. Like see some, we need some production at tight end, which I think we'll start getting that with that Steichen offense, but. I mean, Granson before he got hurt he's been the most reliable one.
I've seen some mock drafts where they had the Colts down, and who knows if he's going to be there. But I've seen some. I don't think he'll be there, but have Bowers from, I think Georgia, tight end going to the Colts.
Yeah.
A good pickup. I don't know if he'd last that long or not. I mean, we're picking 18th, 19th, 20th, whatever.
He could be in a tight end position. He could be there, and that would be a good pick. That Brock Bowers. Yeah, Glenn. I saw that guy throw popcorn at Sirianni as he was walking into the tunnel after the game. Well, you're right. We do need Jim has to get healthy as well.
No.
But no, I think Richardson's gonna have a good year. It's hard. I mean, he was getting off to a pretty good start, but the injuries, man, just you can see how explosive that offense could look.
I think I don't know if he's ever going to be a guy that's going to throw 35, 40 touchdowns. But I think he is a guy that could get 35 touchdowns. What I mean by that, he might throw for 25, 26 touchdowns. And might run for 7 or 8 touchdowns. Kind of like Lamar, kind of like the guy at Philadelphia, Hurts. I mean, I think that's – I mean, I'm not saying Richards are them guys or is going to be better than them guys or as good as them guys. But I think that's the type of player he is. Do you think so?
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. I was going to say I think he's going to be something kind of like Lamar. Not saying he's going to be Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying that, but
I think he's
that,
got
that style of play.
I think he's got a stronger arm than Hurts.
Oh, I do too. Yeah,
I don't know if he's got a stronger arm than Lamar, but I think he's got a stronger arm than Hurts.
He has a cannon. Yeah, the only thing that really worries me so far with him is he going to be able to stay healthy?
He's going to have to learn.
But it also sounded like with that shoulder that it was something he should have had taken care of. Like it sounded like it stemmed back to an old injury, and he probably should have had surgery then. It seemed like it stemmed back to an old injury that never got like rehabbed 100% right. So I think maybe getting it taken care of right, maybe then, maybe you won't have those lingering problems. But he's gonna have to learn. There's times to slide, and then like that one time he let up going in when he got the concussion, he let up going into the end zone. Like, no, don't let up when you're going in the end zone, just because you're going across the goal line, because somebody still take a shot at you. That guy's leveled him, and his head bounced off the turf and had a concussion.
Tua stayed healthy most of the season this year, and he went took judo or taekwondo. He did take some stuff to learn how to fall, because we had talked about that last year. And he did do that.
Yeah, you can see when he fell, he had no control of his body. And it's like, dude. But yeah, he took some training, which was it's good.
But one thing you learn in professional wrestling, watching it for so long, you got to tuck your chin. You don't want to, if you tuck your chin, that's going to help you as far as your head bobbing around and getting concussions.
Not just in professional. You learn that in amateur wrestling. I mean, if you're getting thrown, hey,
protect yourself.
You figure out ways. It still might hurt some, but you figure out ways where how to land where you're not. It don't hurt as much, and you figure things out from feel. And if you've never played any other sports, you're just a quarterback like playing football. A lot of times they never let the quarterback hardly ever get hit. So I can understand how some of these guys at the quarterback position don't have a whole lot of body control when they're falling and stuff because they're not used to it. Because hell, you don't have your quarterback get hit and fall in practice. So, you never get hit. That's just like it's funny watching some of these guys trying to slide. It's like, did you guys did none of these guys ever play baseball? Because at all. All right. Well, did you do any NBA picks for today?
I did not.
Why not?
They suck. I'm probably going to start next week. I'm probably start back up.
Boycotting the NBA.
Boycott the NBA.
I went 2-2 on the NBA last night. 2-0 in hockey and 2-0 in college basketball. So 6-2 yesterday. That puts me at 62-51 on the year so far.
I went 1-5, and I'm 58-43 on the year.
NBA tonight. I went with 3 games. I'm actually going with three underdogs. I'm gonna go with the Toronto Raptors at home against the Chicago Bulls at the +2.5. I'm gonna go with the Utah Jazz at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder at the +3.5. And I'm going to go with the Indiana Pacers on the road at the Sacramento Kings at the +8.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
I see Glenn says that Tyrese is questionable for tonight.
Yep.
I'd seen that. And then also real quick was Mark Andrews for the Baltimore Ravens was a full participant at practice
That's big.
yesterday. So he might be back for this weekend's playoff game. If not this weekend, I would say a good chance if they win that he'd be available for the AFC Championship.
That could be huge for Baltimore. I had a question. That trade the Pacers made. I mean, it was big news around here. But why don't you, just because of the Pacers market, why it wasn't even bigger news? I mean, because if he went to the Lakers, everybody would have went nuts.
Yeah.
But going to the Pacers, and I don't think the Lakers are a lot better team than the Pacers. Do you?
No, I don't. Not at this stage. No.
So is it just the market we're in?
It's the market, and like I heard a lot about it on the radio last night. And not just like a regional.
Yeah.
I know we live in Indiana, but not just like a regional. Like listen to Fox Sports Radio.
Fox Sports.
Like they talked. There were some of them shows that talked about it quite a bit. But yeah, like you didn't hear much on TV about it. I think some of it is because it's the Pacers and the market. The other thing is, I think it's January, and right now a lot more people or everybody's focused on NFL playoffs, and NBA just don't gain as much traction right now. So I think the timing of it as well a little bit, because right now everybody's talking about NFL, NFL
That's
playoffs.
True. That's true.
So I think that hurt it some, but I think it's a great trade for the Pacers. And from what I hear, they're pretty confident that they're going to be able to get him signed. I guess they're basically going. They're not going to do nothing until the offseason. And it's because like right now he could sign like a 2-year extension, but if he waits the offseason, then he could sign like a 4 or 5 year max deal. So it makes sense for him to want to wait till the offseason. But from everything I was hearing yesterday, on a couple from a local guy that's around the Pacers, that the Pacers felt like he said, there's no guarantees in anything, but they pretty well feel like it's that he's going to sign with the Pacers, but they're probably going to sign him to like a max deal contract. I mean, you're talking about a 2-time NBA All-Star who's been the Raptors' leading scorer this year, averaging right around 25 points a game, and you add him to a Pacers team, and he's a guy, he has length, he can play defense, he's a two-way player. So that's going to help us there. And you put him with a guy like Halliburton, that's going to help both them because, I mean, him, the way Halliburton can pass the ball, and teams have to worry about Halliburton is going to free up Siakam some, and vice versa. So I think it's a good move. And we didn't give up a lot of our core. I know we gave up Bruce Brown, but they must have felt like that Bruce Brown wasn't going to re-sign next year, is what I would say. And then you gave up Nora, a rookie, and then the 3 first-round picks. But if this goes how you think it's going to go, then first-round picks aren't going to be lottery picks. They're going to be in the 20s or so. So, I think it's a good move, especially if we can get him re-signed. Now, if we don't re-sign him, I think you gave up a lot for a rental. Yeah. But if we can get him re-signed, I think it's a good move, and I think it makes the Pacers a better team. And the way Matherin's been stepping up, I mean, we got a little bit, we got some depth, and now we have some more scoring, and he helps his defense. I don't know how quick he'll be joining us and playing. Like I don't know when his first game will be. He'll be with the Pacers. I'd say probably maybe next week, maybe Monday or something. I don't know. But it's nice that they're already getting Halliburton is questionable.
Yeah.
It's only been a week and a half.
Yeah.
Because when they were saying reevaluate after 2 weeks, I was thinking, well, then he might be out another week or after that, and then now it seems like he might be back a little sooner than what we were expected. But I don't want them to rush him back either. That's the only thing, because you don't want to keep, you know what I mean? You don't want to keep having these reoccurring injuries. College basketball, I only went 2 games tonight. I'm going with Illinois at the -2.5 on the road at Michigan, and Memphis -10.5 at home against South Florida.
Okay, my college picks for tonight, I got Vermont -7 at Binghamton. I've got Kennesaw State -3 at North Florida, and I've got UMass Lowell -3 at Albany. For my college picks for tonight.
All right, and then NHL. I'm going with the Bruins on the money line at home against the Avalanche. Lightning on the money line at home against the Wild. The Stars on the money line on the road against the Flyers. And I'm going to take the Golden Knights on the money line at home against the Rangers.
Okay, my NHL picks for tonight. I went with Ottawa money line at home against Montreal. I went with Buffalo money line at Chicago, and I went with Boston money line at home against Colorado. That's my NHL picks.
All right. Well, did you have anything else for today?
No, I think I'm good to go. I think it's going to be a good game. I think Tampa Bay and Detroit's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a pretty good game. I think Detroit's going to win. I think it could be a good game. Both teams' offense has been playing pretty good. You never know about their defenses.
Yeah.
Especially their secondary. Because both teams play the run pretty good, but their secondaries can give up some big plays. So it's going to be interesting. But I think Lions are going to win, and Detroit's going to go crazy. Get another home playoff game. They win that and make it to the NFC Championship game. And just think if Green Bay was to beat San Francisco and you get the NFC Championship game in Detroit.
I'm hoping.
I don't think Green Bay's going to beat San Francisco.
I'm hoping for a Texans and Detroit Super Bowl. Boy, and I don't think the NFL would like that, would it?
Detroit's a big story, so that would.
Texans would be a big story too.
It don't matter who's in it.
Yeah.
I saw earlier, real quick. I saw the ratings. They were showing some of the ratings for last weekend's NFL games. Like the lowest game averaged 30 million viewers. The Dallas Cowboy game topped out at 60 million, and averaged almost 40 million for the whole game. So they're the lowest viewed game averaged 30 million. That's not even where it topped out or anything. So just it's crazy.
By far, NFL. There's no.
NFL's the king.
What's number 2? Do you know?
Man, I had seen a thing. I can't remember off the top of my head. College football.
That makes sense.
It's NFL, college football, and I think it's the NBA, then NHL, and then Major League Baseball.
What about college basketball?
I'm not sure about college basketball. I'm about positive it's NFL, college football, and then it was either NBA or NHL. If I remember correctly.
Seen the Washington coach that's going to Alabama brought a lot of his Washington staff with him. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Yeah, I saw there's been quite a few players transferring out of Alabama. I know they lost one of their best players at Downs, and there's a rumor he might be going to Ohio State. And Ohio State has almost everybody back from last year, other than maybe Harrison and that quarterback. They're going to be the Ohio State team. If they find a quarterback, they're going to be tough.
I figured that was going to happen.
And Michigan, I think Michigan's still going to be good, but they got of course replace the quarterback, and then you're losing a hell of a running back in form.
Ohio State's got to find a quarterback. Which I don't think they'll have a problem.
I don't think Michigan will have a big problem either.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I think I saw somewhere where Mike Vrabel was interviewing with the Chargers. I think Harbaugh interviewed with the Chargers. Belichick was having a second interview with the Falcons. I guess the first time he just met with the owner, and then this one he's meeting with the owner and some of the executives. So
if he's gonna meet with Chargers or not, or have you heard?
I haven't heard. But we appreciate everybody joining. We'll be back tomorrow right around 3:00. We'll give out our picks for this weekend's NFL playoff games. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. Hope everybody has a good night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.